Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of For You From Eve. I am your host, Olivia Eve. Welcome or welcome back. In case you are new here, I upload episodes every single Friday, and we talk all things self-growth, self-improvement, self-love. We do a bunch of advice Q&As. I just recently started doing some video podcasts from the comfort of my bedroom. I actually just redesigned my bedroom literally yesterday. I did these new posters, new pillows, new sheets, new blanket. Everything is from Amazon. I can link everything down below for you guys if you are watching the podcast version. I'm also going to have a vlog go up sometime in the next week or two where I show you guys me resetting my bedroom. I've been getting so much vlog content recently, so I've been trying to space it out as much as I can because I also don't want to overwhelm you guys with vlog content, but I have been loving vlogging for you guys. I feel like I pick up my camera for everything now, and I've been loving it. I've been loving the vlog life, and obviously I love the podcast life too. That's always my number one, but I really enjoyed vlogging for you guys. If you guys don't already, make sure that you're subscribed to my channel because I post weekly vlogs and weekly podcasts and daily YouTube shorts. So I am on YouTube. I am on it. Thank you so much for 4,000 subscribers. It's insane because I just hit 3,000 subscribers like last week. So I cannot believe the way this channel is growing. So welcome if you are new here. I'm excited to have you be a part of this journey. Just in case you don't know anything about me, I'm from New Jersey, right outside of New York, and I'm 24 years old. And I started this podcast 4 years ago. And like I said, we just do all things girl talk, self-improvement, self-love, confidence, success, all that amazing stuff to get you to be the best version of yourself possible. I have my cute little pink set on right now. It's not a matching set. This I got from like an online store that I honestly forgot the name of. And these sweatpants I got from Marshalls. If you're listening to the audio version, you probably could not care less and have no idea what's going on. But make sure that you guys follow me on all my social medias as well. I post on my Instagram and on my TikTok daily. So definitely make sure that you follow to see more BTS of my work days and just aesthetic content, cleaning content, reset videos, routine videos, all that good stuff I like to post. I'm really excited for today's video. I just love getting cozy with you guys. I originally wasn't going to do a video podcast today because let's just be a little real for a second. I got my lips done yesterday. I got my lip injections. I do like half a syringe every year pretty much. I don't really like to do too much. The first time I did it, I think I did a full syringe, but I did half a syringe yesterday, so my lips are a bit swollen. So if you're watching the video version, I originally wasn't going to do video because I was really self-conscious about my lips being a little bit bruised and swollen, but I was like, no one's going to know. And then I come straight up and tell you guys because I like to keep it real on here. But anyways, I'm really excited for today's episode. Just as a reminder, before we get into this topic, please make sure that you follow, subscribe, download, listen to my ads and sponsors all the way through when they're mid-roll. It helps the show out a ton. And when you help the show, you help me. And when you help me, I can help you. I have construction going on right now outside my house, and the noise is really distracting to me. I don't think that you guys can hear it. I hope not. It's supposed to stop soon. But to me, the noise is like really like, you know, when you just get overstimulated because you're trying to like talk over something or talk over somebody. That's how I feel right now. So I'm a little bit just like annoyed from that noise right now, but I'm trying to ignore it. I'm excited, like I said, to talk to you guys about today's episode because I feel like I like doing this type of category of episodes where we talk about habits on becoming the best version of yourself and what are the most successful women in the world doing that maybe the ones that are trying to be there are not doing yet, they don't know about yet. So I feel like I'm excited for this episode because I was doing a ton of research. I was listening to other podcasts, and I was also listening to a few TED Talks of some of the most successful women in the world. And I was kind of just listening, like looking at all these interviews and all that type of stuff. And I was trying to grab every single person's little habit. So I was grabbing a bunch of habits from a bunch of different successful women. And I just feel like, and if I sat here and cut it all, I think I literally looked at like 30, 50 women. Like I looked at so many different women just to figure out what it was that women were doing to become so successful and to become so on routine. And you know, those girls that you see in the street and you're like, that person has it all together, or the friend that you have that's never financially drowning and she's always down to do whatever and she always looks put together, she's always waking up early for the gym, and you're thinking to yourself, how does she have this within her? How does she get to the point where she's financially free? How does she get to the point where she's going to the gym every day? How does she get to the point where her business is this successful, or her Instagram following went up, or she raised the corporate ladder, or she started her own company? How is she doing these things? I'm going to tell you today. Before I tell you exactly all of the habits that I want to talk about, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of my quote downfall and how I kind of moved myself up. And I've done a few of these habits, and I feel like a lot of these habits are the reason that I am a much better place than I was last year. And I will be very vulnerable and real about the place that I was at last year. So just to be super completely transparent, when I started this podcast 4 years ago, I was in college. Like, I was making no money from this podcast for the first 2 years, maybe even almost 3 years. Like, that was not my intention with this podcast. My intention was to talk, yap. That was my intention with this podcast. And obviously that's what I do. I did not think of the finances for this podcast. I did not think of any of that stuff. I didn't know anything about business. I didn't know anybody in social media. Truthfully, I was going into this blind with just the knowledge that I was gathering myself from experience. And the first 2 years while I was in college, it really didn't bother me that much if I wasn't growing or I wasn't making money because I was still in college. I was recording from a $20 microphone on Amazon, so none of it really mattered to me that deeply. However, when I graduated college about 2 years ago now, stuff started to hit me, like reality started to hit me. I had a lot of big life changes that happened. I lost a few friends. I got out of my first real relationship. Like, I went through my first heartbreak. A lot of things, I moved out from my childhood home. I just feel like a lot of things were happening. I lost my podcast. My podcast Instagram account got hacked and deleted. It was like when it rains, it pours times 10. Like, everything that could have gone wrong was going wrong. And then I was having a lot of health concerns, but the health concerns really were stemming from just the stress that I was under with everything that had already spiraled. So it's like a lot was going on. And it was just a very, very, very stressful situation to be in. And it sucked. Like, truthfully, it sucked. And so I went through this little spiral. I was like drowning in student loan debt, drowning in credit card debt, had no idea what I was doing with my life. I was not following my faith that religiously. I was not at a good place with my career. Like, I just did not know what I was doing. And about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I was like, I don't know why I'm throwing this pity party for myself. Like, I need to get the fuck up and go for it and light a fire under my ass, because what am I doing? Like, how come I'm 22 and I'm giving up on life already? Like, I was like, there is no reason that I'm 22 and I should be this sad, that I should be this anxious, that I should be this stressed out about my career. Like, I am 22 years old and I'm graduating college. I had to take an extra year of college during that time. Like, it was everything going on at once. And I remember just sitting up and be like, the only person who's going to take me out of this is myself. No one's going to come and hold my hand through the journey, lift me up out of bed every morning and get me to the gym. Like, no one's going to do any of that for me. So just remind yourself, no one is coming to get you. No one is coming to do it for you. This is truly a journey you have to decide you want to take. And when you decide you want to take that journey, you better be ready to do it by yourself, and you better be ready for people to start dropping out of your life, because that is what happens when you start working on yourself. So basically what happened is I decided I'm going to start figuring out my career and my finances and my health, and I'm going to get back on track, and I'm going to be focusing on myself and not focusing on dating or going out or whatever the hell it was. And I completely locked in about a year and a half ago. After about a few months, all I was doing was going to the gym, working on my podcast again, starting up a new Instagram. I was going to church every Sunday. I was really practicing my faith. After about 3 months of doing that, I met the love of my life, who I'm currently in a relationship with. My career started to, and my followers started to increase again. My career started to go in the right direction again. I was gaining a new community. A lot of amazing things were happening for me. And now but I still was struggling a bit financially because of the year I had before that and the way I was treating my finances a year before that. I kind of still was in that place up until a month ago. A month ago, I cleared out all my credit card debt. I can honestly say I'm at such a good place with myself right now financially. It is kind of weird though, being I'm almost 25. I'll be 25 in 2 months. And it's the older you get, the more the more expenses that you have. I'm I want Invisalign. I want a car. I have 5 friends' weddings this year. There's a lot more things to put your money towards and to afford. And so I think I'm adjusting to that being in my 20s. And it's very difficult to be selfish with your money at a certain point. It's very difficult to be selfish with your money in your 20s because you're kind of just celebrating all the people around you. And obviously your time will come, but it's definitely a weird thing when you're trying to build yourself up in your career and in your finances, but you feel all you're doing is just throwing that money, not throwing it away, but you're kind of just disputing that money to everyone around you. And it's a very difficult thing. And I feel I'm now hitting that point because I'm finally making my own money and I'm being very smart and intentional with my money. And then when I spend it on other things and other people, I'm damn, now I can't get this thing I saved up for because this is something I have to attend. It's a very weird place in your 20s and even in your 30s to feel this way. And it's very, very normal. And I do think when it comes to creating these habits and this success, it's going to feel very like demotivating, because it's like, I don't want to keep working towards money if I'm going to have to keep throwing it away at all these events or all these things that are going on. So I completely understand. It's like, yes, you can lock in. Yes, you can do these habits I'm about to say, but life is still going to take its course. You're still going to have weddings to attend, bachelorette trips, baby showers, bridal showers, birthdays, whatever the hell it is. Those things are still going to happen in life. Vacations, like that's life just going on. So yes, you can get on track with these habits, but obviously there's going to be hiccups along the road, like having to take a week off of working out because you're on a trip, or having to miss something with work because you have a wedding, whatever it might be. So just remind yourself, when we go through these habits, yes, you should be doing these habits majority of the time. However, also realize that life is going to take its course, and it's okay if some days are not the most motivating days. If some days you kind of have to drop everything about work and just focus on your friend's wedding or whatever the hell it was. So let's get into the 6 habits that the top 1% of successful women are incorporating into their daily lives. Number 1, let's talk about the refuse reset. What is the refuse reset? Also, I have my phone here. I always like to write little notes on my notes app of things that I want to say so I don't miss any points. The refuse reset is saying no to things that you do not want to do. And as a woman, it is so difficult to say no. Why? I'm going to tell you why it's difficult. But I want you to ask yourself first, are you somebody that struggles with saying no? I used to be, when I was younger, like I would say when I was like maybe 18, 19, even 20. When I was a little bit younger, I struggled to say no a little bit. It's like if I didn't want to go do something, but all my friends wanted to go do it, I'd be like, okay, let's go do it. Because I didn't want to be the one friend that was giving a problem or anything. And even now I catch myself sometimes, like if I'm sitting with my boyfriend and we're both like, he's really craving something and I'm not really craving it, I won't really say that. I'll just be like, okay, yeah, we can do that. But honestly, when it comes to bigger situations now, I'm very selfish, and not in a messed up way, but selfish in a way where I'm just putting myself and my needs first, and I'm learning to say no. So obviously, women, we're taught and raised to be caretakers and nurturers and people pleasers. So when you are expected to be a people pleaser and you're expected to be nurturing, I think a woman being a nurturer and a caretaker is the most beautiful thing in the world. I love taking care of people. I love nurturing people. However, I've learned how to separate the people that deserve it and the people that don't. My problem is, and I think most women's problems are, is that we nurture and take care of everybody around us. But as you get older, you have to realize, wait, I'm only supposed to be nurturing and taking care of the people that matter, the people that I'm supposed to, my boyfriend or my future husband, my best friends, my family, whatever it might be. I shouldn't be people pleasing everybody around me, but only my close circle should I care about taking care of. However, you also need to realize, yes, you want to be a nurturer, yes, you want to be a caretaker, but also, are you also filling your own cup? Because you can't fill from an empty cup. So if you're giving, but you're not doing anything for yourself, well, guess what? You're not going to have anything left to give anymore. So yes, us as women, we are raised to be this way. But at the same time, this does not mean give that love and that care to everybody around you, because not everybody is deserving of it. I was actually reading a study, and it actually said, I wrote it here, chronic emotional suppression and prioritizing others over themselves impacts women's health severely. In 2018, they did a study, and they found that women that suppress their emotions are at higher risk of many autoimmune diseases. And I feel like this just made so much sense when I read it, because truthfully, I feel like women are so used to bottling up the way they feel because they don't want to be a bother. They don't want to be, like, I don't want to bother you. I don't want to be a burden. So instead, they bottle up the things that they actually want or the things that they actually feel. Obviously, not all women are like this. Some women are too much. Some women stay too much. Some women should probably zip it a little bit more and not complain 24 times that it's cold outside when they're still standing outside. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, I do think that women suppress their emotions a lot to care and protect the others around them. But I also do think that there is women out there that don't suppress their emotions enough and that will vocally say everything that's bothering them and not really focus on the people around them. So you have to find that healthy medium where you are caring and nurturing the right people that deserve it. And you are also making sure to not give away too much to people who do not deserve it. Now, another thing is too, when it comes to your emotions in a relationship, right? Yes, you should be able to say the way that you feel and what's upsetting you and what you're stressed out about and what you're anxious about. But you should also be very attentive to your partner's needs and your partner's emotions. Yes, you are a woman. You are allowed to be more sensitive. You are allowed to be more emotional. However, your partner should also feel like you are a safe space. Don't let yourself overpower your partner in the way of, I'm the girl, I'm the only one that gets to be sad. There's certain situations where, yes, I think that the man should just sit down and nod his head and say, yeah, whatever you want, babe. But I also think there's a lot of situations where the roles could be reversed, where I think there's situations where the woman is more dominant and the man is more dominant. And when the woman's more dominant, the man just shakes his head, says, yes, ma'am, and walks away. But when the man is more dominant, the woman should also know how to sit down and not say anything about it. So I think that, yes, you shouldn't suppress your emotions, but you also should make sure that you're not overpowering the people around you by just constantly talking about the way that you feel or complaining about something. Because then at that point, you're sharing too much of your energy, and you also are going to become too dependent on people around you to fix those emotions when you let them out. Let's talk about your past a little bit. Top 1% women do not let their past define them. You can become a top % woman even if your past says all the otherwise and completely rejects that idea. Your past does not matter when you are living for your future. So you might have had really bad grades in school. You might have made really bad decisions in relationships or with friends or with family members, but that's not who you are anymore. I know for myself, like, I'm sure there's people out there that are still mad at me from something I did when I was 17 or 18, or people from high school that hate me. I don't know. I don't think anyone cares that much, but I'm just saying I do think that people still see a past version of yourself and they still resonate that with you. And I see all the time TikToks of women that say, whatever I did to you 2 years ago was not who I was. And like, you cannot stay mad at me for something that I can't even defend myself for. Like, if someone comes up to me and said, you did this in 2015, I'll be like, I was 15 years old in 2015. I'm not going to sit here and defend who I was 15 years ago. Like, I'm just not going to do that. So I think it's really important to remind yourself that your past does not define who you are or who you're going to be. And the top % woman believes in that. Even if you come from a past of no money or no success, that does not mean that that's not going to be your future. Obviously, if you were raised with parents' money and all these opportunities and all these advantages, that's amazing and you should ride with it and you should not let it affect your workload or your work ethic. However, if you were not raised with those things, you still have an opportunity to receive those things. You need to stop picturing money as a way to just afford your luxuries. You need to picture money as a way to find that comfort and security in life. The comfort and security where you are such a good place with money, you can leave the relationship that you hate, you can leave the job that you hate, and you can do more things that make you happy because now this money is giving you a sense of comfort and a sense of being secure. If you just see money as a way to afford the new Chanel bag or a new technology or a vacation, yes, it's amazing to enjoy your life, of course, but there's also so much beauty in just having security and comfort. And once you switch that mindset when it comes to money and you realize, I want to build money so I can build a good life for myself and not just afford temporary happiness, you're going to realize how much your work ethic changes. Number 3, the top 1% woman trusts herself. She knows that she is not going to break a promise with herself. She knows that if she tells herself she's waking up at 7 a.m. to go to the gym tomorrow, she's waking up at 7 a.m. to go to the gym tomorrow. I actually just had an experience like this morning because yesterday I did not end up going to sleep until I think 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what it was. I couldn't sleep. I just could not fall asleep for the life of me. I've been struggling a little bit to sleep, which means I've been staying up later and then waking up later. And it's really unfortunate because I have fallen in love with working out in the morning. And it's like to a point where if I don't work out at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm not probably going to work out for the rest of the day. It's like I need to work out 7 a.m. or 8 a.m., maybe 9 a.m. in order. Like I need to be home and like ready to work by like 9:30, 10. So that's why I like to work out around 7, 8 o'clock. And I signed up for a workout class every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 o'clock. And if I'm not signed up for that workout class, I plan a workout day for myself that will start around 7:30, 7:45. And last night when I was tossing and turning, because I told myself about a week ago, I was like, I'm very unhappy about the way my body looks, like just being super transparent. I was like, I'm very unhappy with the way my body looks. I feel like I was getting super toned and then I fell off. And I was like, I could be doing so much more. I haven't been eating great. I have not been moving my body like I should. I was just getting very annoyed with myself because I was like, I should be doing much better with my physique and I'm just not doing it because I'm not showing up to my workout classes in the morning. And so I promised myself that this whole week I was going to move my body every day. And I know if I don't move my body in the morning, it's probably not going to get moved. So last night I was tossing and turning till 2 o'clock in the morning. I looked at my Hatch and I was like, how am I going to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym? And I literally was like, this is where self-discipline is created. I'm going to wake up at 7 a.m. tomorrow to go to the gym, whether I sleep now or I fall asleep in 2 hours from now at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know exactly what time I fell asleep. I think it was around 2:30. But I woke up in the morning. It was 7 o'clock in the morning. I was exhausted. I was so tired. I got up. I snoozed my Hatch alarm. I put my phone on like a 15-minute timer, closed my eyes again. I woke up at 7:15 and I was like, Liv, get out of bed. Like, Olivia, you have to get out of bed right now. It was so hard, especially with this beautiful bedding. How was I supposed to leave this fuzzy pillow and fuzzy blanket and new fresh white linen sheets? Like, how was I supposed to do that? I text my friend because we had the same workout class and I'm like, I'm so tired. Like I'm thinking she's going to be like, yeah, let's go. It's okay. You got this. She's like, yeah, I'm going back to sleep. I'm not going to the workout class. I'm like, fucking hell. So I was like, all right, I got to just do this myself. Helen, if you're listening to this, I just exposed you. That's my bestie. I'm allowed to say whatever I want. So I was literally like, I have to force myself to go because I so badly want to crawl back into bed. And then I reminded myself, I've never regretted a workout. I've never regretted going to a workout and the feeling that I have afterwards. And I knew if I went, I was going to just prove to myself that I can trust myself. I got up and I went to the workout class and I had an amazing, amazing workout. And that just proved to myself that self-discipline is doing things that you don't want to do. And the top percent woman knows that she's going to get the damn thing done. She knows she's going to get the thing done. She knows if she tells herself she's going to the gym in the morning, she's going to the gym in the morning. She knows if she tells herself she's not eating junk food or fast food for a week, she's not eating junk food or fast food for a week. Example that I want to say is if you told your friend or your friend told you, let's meet for coffee at 1 p.m. tomorrow, you're probably going to meet her for coffee at 1 p.m. tomorrow. But if you tell yourself, let's go for a walk at 1 p.m. tomorrow, you might not go for a walk at 1 p.m. tomorrow. So how come you are valuing your friend's time more than your time? You have to trust that you are going to do things even when you don't want to do them, because you know that they are better for you. You know that it's the better option. You know it's something you should be doing. So you are going to force yourself to do it because you love yourself enough to see yourself grow and to see yourself do hard things. And also it's important to remember that high achieving women do not rely on motivation. They do not rely on waking up in the morning and just feeling motivated and feeling like they're in a good mood. And this is where self-discipline and self-trust comes in, because as a high achieving 1% woman, you are going to know that you might wake up tomorrow with your period, or you might wake up on a rainy day. You know that you might wake up tomorrow in the worst mood ever, or you might wake up not wanting to do the things that you want to do. You know you might wake up with no motivation and no inspiration to do anything, but you trust yourself enough to know those things are going to get done regardless. I've had mornings where I've woken up and I have my period and it's raining out and I'm like, hell no, I'm not going to the gym today. And don't get me wrong, it's really nice sometimes to just rest and listen to your body. If you're on your period and your cramps are horrible, by all means, please sit in bed and put a heating pad on and order some comfort food. Like, do that for yourself. But also realize that majority of your time should be spent on growing. Yes, you can have times where you're just laying in bed and your bed rotting and you're going through it. However, realize that you're the one that's going to have to take yourself out of that as well. Something I want you to do while you're listening to this episode or after you're done listening to this episode is I want you to write down one little goal that you want to accomplish tomorrow. That's another thing to remember too. The high achieving woman does not create a million goals to get done and a million habits to start incorporating into her daily life right away. She realizes it takes baby steps. She realizes that it takes doing the same thing every single day for 2 weeks before incorporating a new habit. So I want you right now to write one little goal that you want to accomplish tomorrow. Don't worry about a week from now or a month from now. Just focus on tomorrow. What is one little thing you want to do tomorrow? Whether it's going for a workout, going for a walk, calling your grandparents, cleaning that annoying drawer in your room, cleaning your car, cooking a new recipe, whatever it is. What is one thing that you want to do tomorrow that is going to help you in life, that is going to help you grow? Write it down, and I want you to see if you can trust yourself to get it done. And tomorrow, once you get it done, even if it's the smallest thing, like I want to make my coffee at home tomorrow instead of buying it from the shop, even if it is legit the smallest thing, the fact that you told yourself you're going to do something and you did it is a very, very, very good way to work your brain to know, hey, we listen to ourselves when we want to do things. Like, it's like when you're in school and your teacher yells at you, you're probably going to listen to your teacher after she yells at you, right? Because your brain is used to that. Your brain is trained. It processes the fact that someone that's above us just told us to do something, we're going to do it. If your boss tells you to do something at work, you're going to do it because your brain understands, hey, this is the person we listen to. Let that shift to yourself. Let your brain realize, hey, we listen to ourselves. When we tell ourselves we want to go to the gym, or we want to spend extra time on our business today, or we want to do a home cooked meal today, your brain's going to know this is what we want to do. Great. This is how we're going to act. This is the way we're going to feel about it. Because once you train your brain to realize that it has to trust you and it has to discipline you and respect you, just like it does to other people around you, that is when your habits are going to start to be incorporated into your life. Let's talk about the visual cortex, the mirror rule, the mirror game, the mirror challenge, all that stuff. This has to do with goals, goal setting, goal strategies. How are you looking at your goals? How are you living through your goals? How are you visualizing your goals? Do you have vague goals or do you have strategic goals? Because the top 1% successful woman will have strategic goals. She will not just have, I want to be healthy. She will have health. What's the umbrellas under health? Fitness, nutrition, mental. Great. Those are the 3 ways we're going to focus on health. Mental, journal, meditation, etc. Podcasts, books, fitness, gym, movement, steps, etc. Nutrition, etc., etc., etc. I could just keep going on and on. You need to have strategy behind your goals. I actually just purchased this content planner, and every month it has the goal that you want to write down. It doesn't just have the goal, it has the steps you're going to take to get there. So for example, if I want to hit 5,000 subscribers on TikTok in April, that's one of my goals. How am I going to hit 5,000 subscribers? On YouTube, sorry. How am I going to hit 5,000 subscribers on YouTube? By the end of this month, I'm going to post consistently twice a week, 1 vlog, 1 podcast. I'm going to post shorts daily. I'm going to promote my YouTube on my TikTok and my Instagram, etc. It's a really good mindset to realize that when you are creating goals, you cannot just put on a vision board and just say, oh yeah, that's my vision board. I believe in it and it's going to come true. What about your vision board makes you believe that it's going to happen? You can't just have a picture of money and expect to get rich. Like, things aren't just going to start working out for you because it's in front of you. Things are going to start working out for you when you start working for them. Opportunities will start to chase you once you start working hard enough and once you are deserving of it. You are not going to get the opportunity you always prayed for when you are not growing to be deserving of it. If you want to be the CEO of the company that you work at, and right now you're entry level 1, if you were to be put as CEO tomorrow, guess what? You'd probably get fired in a day, or the company would go bankrupt because you would have no idea what you're doing. Why? Because you have not taken the steps to get there yet. You have not grown enough to be there yet, to be deserving of it. So instead of just wishing that we can race to the finish line, you have to realize that the journey is where you're going to grow. Those strategies, those steps, those habits, those mistakes, those people you're going to meet, those are all a part of the journey. The journey could be 3 months. It could be 3 years. You have no idea. It could be 3 decades for all you know. And that might sound so terrifying when all you focus on is the finish line. Life will fly by for you if all you focus on is the finish line. You need to get out of your head. You need to focus on where your feet are. You need to realize that you do not want to just get to the finish line. The journey is your life. It's the mistakes. It's the good. It's the opportunities. It's the bad. It's the breakups and the new relationships. It's everything. That's the journey of your life. Do not try to rush it. Do not try to get to your end goal in 1 day or 1 week or 1 year. This is a part of your life. You are meant to be in every single position that you are going to be in. So stop trying to race to the finish line, because once you get there, I promise you, all you're going to want to do is rewind back. Think of the times that you were 7, 8 years old and all you could say was, I wish I was a teenager. I wish I was a teenager. Then you were a teenager and you're like, I wish I was in my 20s. I wish I was in my 20s. Now you're in your 20s and you're like, wow, I wish I was friggin' in a toddler. Like, I wish I was still in a stroller. We just always wait for the next thing. You're in a relationship, all you're waiting for is to get married. You're married, all you're waiting for is to have kids. It's always something that we're waiting for. We never allow ourselves to be in the moment. It's kind of steered off track on the whole visualizing your goals thing, but I kind of just mean it in a way to don't just visualize your goals and expect to be there tomorrow. Allow yourself to go through the journey of getting there and accomplishing them. A vision board is good because it kind of creates a mental blueprint for you. Like, I have a vision board in my room right now that I kept looking at when I was speaking. It's good because it's a mental blueprint. I see the things that I want to achieve every single day, and it's amazing and it's beautiful. However, I know it's not enough for me. I know it's not enough that I can see that vision board every day and work hard every day. It's like, no, I still need to have self-discipline. I still need to have routine. I still need to have habits. I still need to have strategy. I still need to have all those things. Even though I see that right in front of my eyes every single day, it's not enough. I also have to do mind practices. Like, I want you to literally look in the mirror and speak to yourself, and speak as if you are already the best version of yourself. Speak as if you already have the things that you want in the future. If you speak to yourself that way in the mirror, it sounds like a crazy exercise, but it helps so much, and you have to feel comfortable enough with yourself to do those types of activities. Okay. 5, let's talk about social currency. Your social currency is who you know and who you're giving your time to. There was a study that said that your current long-term friendships, relationship, family members, colleagues, you're only going to gain 16% of new information from them, which means that 84 of new information in your life that could help you grow, 84% of new information lies in the hands of people that you have not met yet. Why have you not met these people? Because you're probably too afraid to. You're probably too afraid to step out of your comfort zone, say hi to new people, meet new people, and you don't want to leave your circle. And I grew up this way, so I totally get it. I grew up where I had the same friends my whole entire life. I will say my boyfriend is probably the most like stepping out of my comfort zone because he was someone that never met, didn't have any mutuals with, knew nothing about, seriously just got an Instagram DM and felt like I should give it a chance, and I did, and that was exactly what happened. We had no relation to each other, no mutuals, don't know why we followed each other on Instagram. It just happened. So that was probably my most stepping out of my comfort zone. And imagine I didn't do that. Imagine I was like, no, I kind of just want to date someone I already know or I know something about or whatever it was. Imagine I kept thinking that way. I would not be with the love of my life right now. So it's really so crazy. I've made so many friends being in the social media space, and I've learned so much. Like, I had one friend that taught me about freelance social media, and it's like, yes, that's such a small thing that I probably would have found out on TikTok or something, but knowing somebody that did it in person got me out of my credit card debt within 3 months. It is so insane what you can learn from people just by meeting new people, putting yourself out there. Your net worth is your network. So you need to realize that the people around you are going to help you more than your GPA, more than your resume. You could have the most impressive resume, the most impressive GPA, go to the most biggest Ivy League schools. But if you don't know people, you're not getting a job. If you don't leave an impression on people, you're not getting a job. You have to stand out to people. So many people out there have good resumes, have good GPAs. What makes you different? What makes you different is the people you know and what people say about you. People trust word of mouth more than they trust ink on paper. So you need to realize that if you want to have a high net worth, you have to build up your network. You have to learn from people. You have to learn from people's mistakes. You get to talk to people. People love talking about themselves. So it's as simple as you want to work in fashion marketing, go onto LinkedIn, build up your profile, connect with over 500 people that work in fashion marketing, email all 500 of them, and you'll probably get 10 responses of people that are saying, hey, yeah, I'll grab a coffee with you, or hey, yeah, I'll get on a quick Zoom call with you to tell you what I do. When I was in college in the city, at least once a week or once every 2 weeks, I would go grab a coffee with somebody that worked at Vogue or Condé Nast or something because I wanted to do fashion marketing at first. So that's what I would do is I would meet people that worked in fields I wanted to work in. I would just ask them about their job. What do you do on the day to day? That was my way of networking. That was my way of figuring out what it is I wanted to do. And it helped me eliminate a lot of positions, helped me eliminate a lot of companies, and it also helped me to grow so much. Another thing is too with social currency is figure out how much time you're giving to people around you. Are you giving too much time to somebody that kind of brings down not necessarily your value, but you might feel drained in certain friendships. You might feel drained in your relationship. And I want you to realize, where is my social currency going to? Where is my free time going? Can this free time that I spend with people that I don't really like be spent on myself, or be spent on the people I do care about, or be spent on meeting new people? You need to realize that time is money, and your time is very, very valuable. Your time and energy is so high of value, and you need to start viewing it that way. When you know your worth, when you set yourself at a high standard, and this doesn't mean be cocky and tell everyone you're the best and act like you're better than above everybody else. That's not what it means. But when you know your worth, when you know what you bring to the table, you are not going to settle for shitty friendships or shitty relationships. You are going to know what it is that you're going to stand for, and you are not going to settle for less. The last thing I want to talk about is the comeback code. The comeback code is basically reminding yourself that you are not starting from zero, you are starting from experience. The first step when it comes to your comeback is knowing and being self-aware that there are changes that have to be made. And by listening or watching this podcast episode, you are taking that first step, and for that, I am proud of you. The comeback code is simply just realizing there's things that I want to change in my life. This version of myself that I want to be in the future could not wake up tomorrow and be that version of myself because I have not taken the steps to get there. There's habits I need to drop, there's habits I need to incorporate, there's people I need to meet, and there's people I need to drop out of my life. Who is around you is also very important to this. So I think that when it comes to the comeback code, you might come back in a different environment, and you might come back with a new haircut. You might come back with a new sense of style. You might come back in a new relationship. I honestly self-isolated for 9 months last year, almost 2 years ago, and it was probably the best thing I ever did. For 9 months, I literally did not speak to anybody. I went through a full villain era. I was going to the gym twice a day. Morning, I would go to the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning. I would spend all day either working or going to my classes. And then at night, I would go back to the gym. I would come home. I would eat dinner. And then I would read my Bible, read my self-help books, shower, skincare, all that good stuff, and go to sleep and do the same thing. I was not going out. I was not talking to anyone. I wasn't posting on my Instagram. I think I deactivated my Instagram for a bit. I was truly isolating myself from everybody and everything because I was just in villain mode. I was like, this is what it's going to take for me to teach myself how to do hard things, teach myself discipline, get good habits, get on a good routine. And I was very self-aware that my comeback was going to mean that I was ready to put myself out there again in new friendships and new relationships and a new career, whatever it might have been. But I knew I needed to take that time to myself first to really figure out what it is that I wanted to do, where it was that I needed to grow. And once I figured that out within myself, it was much easier to step out there when I was ready. The comeback code is going to be the best chapter of your life. I want you to romanticize this part of your life. I want you to romanticize being able to work on yourself. It is a blessing to be able to work on yourself, to have the ability, the mental ability and the physical ability. You should be so grateful that you have the opportunity to wake up every morning and move your body and go work out. That is such a blessing. My instructor at bar, actually, every time we're working out, when we're in the middle of a super tough set, she says all the time, she goes, think of how lucky you are to be able to move your body right now. Do not stop your reps. And every single time it works because I'm like, I'm capable of this. So I'm going to take advantage of being capable of this. It is a blessing to be able to work on yourself. Truthfully, it is a gift. Self-improvement and self-growth is a gift. Not everybody has the option to make opportunity. Not everybody has the option to make a better life for themselves, but you do. So take advantage of it. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Honestly, probably one of my favorite episodes that I've ever recorded. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. I want to thank you guys so much for listening. Please make sure that you listen to my ads all the way through. Go shop any sponsors that I have. I only work with sponsors that I love. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube, follow my podcast, download my episodes, all that good stuff. Please show support in any way that you can. Share my podcast with your friends. It really means so much to me when you guys support my show. But I want to thank you so much again for listening. Please keep on Sunday. Every Sunday I upload a vlog. So keep out for Sunday's vlog. It's a long vlog. I remember this vlog. It's a long one. I take you through a whole work week. It's a fun vlog though. I really enjoy vlogging for you guys. I've been like getting my boyfriend in the vlogs too. Like he's having a great time with it. It is so much fun. So thank you again so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let me know how you feel about it. You can always DM me on Instagram and I'll talk to you guys next week. Mwah.